You ever wonder if you could look at the world and see it not just as, a bunch of random stuff happening, but as a text, something with real meaning? Well, today, we're exploring a really unique philosophy that does just that. And we're going to dig into the fascinating personal story of the man behind it all. Okay, let's get into it. So, this quote right here, this is really the core idea from the work of Joss Sarin. I mean, that's a pretty bold statement, right? It suggests that for a certain kind of observer, all the noise of daily news and global affairs, it isn't just noise, it's data. It's a system that can actually be read and understood. So, that powerful quote, it just immediately makes you ask, right? What is this special lens? What's a transactional analyst seeing that maybe the rest of us are missing? To figure that out, we have to go straight to the source. And here's the thing, this idea isn't just some abstract theory. It's born from a real life. So if we really want to get a handle on this unique way of seeing things, we've got to meet the analyst himself, Jay Siran. His journey is the key that unlocks this entire worldview because his experiences are what shaped it. Okay, so his journey kicks off in the city of Trichy in Tamil Nadu, India. And as Siran himself says, this city became an integral part of my personality. So you know it's important. This is where the foundation for his life's work was really laid. His path wasn't exactly a straight line. I mean, look at this. At 16, he's in college. By 20, he's already on the radio, wrestling with these huge ideas about humanity and nature. He even worked as a salesperson for a while. But then, bam, at 24, something clicks. He finds his calling. And that calling? It was something called transactional analysis. Now, it's a field of psychology that's all about understanding how we interact with each other. But for Siran, wow, it was so much more than that. It became the very lens he used to decode the entire world. And when I say he committed, I mean he really committed. Get this. To master the subject, he just dove right in and read nearly 400 books. That's not just studying, right? That is total and complete immersion. But, he wasn't completely on his own. This whole deep dive was really made possible by a key figure, a guy named Mr. Ratnam. He ran the Growth Center where Siran studied and was a major supporter of the whole transactional analysis movement. He didn't just give him the books, he gave him the opportunity, a real mentor figure. So, after all that intense private study, what's next? Well, it was time to connect with the bigger world. And that brings us to this really pivotal moment in 1979, the Second International Transactional Analysis Conference, held in Bangalore. And guess who was there to push him forward? Mr. Ratnam, again. This conference was, in Siran's own words, his first official exposure to the international community. This was the moment his solo mission became a global conversation. And just look at who he met there. This was no small-time get-together. He was rubbing elbows with the heavyweights of the field, the president of the Transactional Analysis Society of India, top people from Australia, and even a close friend of the founder of transactional analysis himself, Dr. Eric Berne. He was suddenly part of this global intellectual network. Okay, so let's piece this all together. You've got his early days in Trichy, the obsession with those 400 books, meeting all these world experts. How did all of that shape his worldview? Let's circle back to his writing and really try to see the world through his eyes. Okay, this right here, this is a perfect example of that shift in perspective. Most of us, we probably see nature as, well, a backdrop, right? It's just there. But for the analyst, for Siran, it's an active system. It's a network that actively helps out. It's not just there, it does something. And wow, his gaze is just as sharp when he turns it on society. I mean, this quote is super blunt, but it gets the point across perfectly, doesn't it? It's all about cutting through the noise and seeing what's really going on behind the performance. So how does an analyst actually do this? How do they operate? Well, Siran kind of breaks it down into 3 steps. First, you got to be free. You can't be handcuffed to anyone's agenda. Then you have to actually live in the world, walk around like a pedestrian, not locked away somewhere. And from there, you just observe. And the goal is that nothing, absolutely nothing, goes unnoticed. So here's the real takeaway, the crucial point. When you put all that together, the freedom, the participation, the observation, you get to the very heart of this worldview. Nothing is just an event. Every political speech, every social trend, every global crisis, it all becomes educational material. The world itself becomes your classroom.
So, let's just try on this analyst's gaze for a second. If we decide to see the world not as just a bunch of noise, but as this constant stream of educational material, well, it leaves us with a pretty direct question, doesn't it? What is the world teaching you?